Da, 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 da. Welcome to Screenwriters B!
Yay!
Fancy graphics! They're so good! How could we update them? Never!
They're no expense.
If you ever went to a public school, right? So at the end of the year, right, you would go home for the summer, right? And then when you came back, they made it seem as if it's a new school, but all they really did was paint the walls, right? You remember that? So I just noticed that you updated the Screenwriters beat letters.
Did you see that? You know what? I had to, because they were faded.
Right, see?
They're the same ones, but I just darkened them.
I don't miss much.
Let's say welcome everybody to
Welcome.
This is episode 41, where we're going to be talking about film festivals for screenwriters. Woo-hoo!
Yay!
And welcome back to our incredible panel of regulars and irregulars, and me. Please say hi to Nicole Jones-Dion.
Hello.
Hello, and remind us of your genre.
Oh, I'm spooky weird stuff. So, horror, supernatural thrillers.
In a good way.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Joanne Hess.
Hi, nice to be here.
Good to have you. What genre are you writing in these days?
Well, action, thriller, and comedy, and lately it's been British gangster.
Oh wow! I didn't know that was a category. I like.
Well, you've got to write in almost a foreign language when you have to write in your vernacular. So.
Do you think with an accent?
Oh, right, isn't it?
Cool. Welcome, in whatever language. James Moore, thanks for joining us again.
I am so happy to be back once again as one of the irregulars.
Yes.
I do dark drama, crazy, dark, moody,
Cool.
crazy, seductive, crazy,
Ooh.
spooky. No, I'm sorry, spooky. That's Nicole. She does spooky. I do spooky crazy. Look for my next project, Straight Outta Pancakes. Yes, that's
Yay. I noticed you changed your thing to Smooth Pancake Maker.
That's right. It's like that whole Sade, motif. Because I'm a smooth pancake maker.
I think we could do a musical version of our show at some point. Eric Ingram, welcome back.
Well, first of all, welcome to my esteemed panelists, of course, and Screenwriters Universe. How you guys doing? I write family. No. No. You got British gangster, dark, spooky. I'm like, and I write teenage.
Doggies.
I know, right? I write Pretty in Pink. Anyway. So,
The rom-com.
I know, right? No, I do action, comedy, and definitely. I love raising spiritual elements in movies. So that's my little thing too.
Well, good. That's the balance. Hi, guys. I'm Ann Kimbrough. I write contained thrillers, and I can tell it's going to be one of those shows, like one of those good shows where everybody's just a little out there today, and we like that.
Yes, we are.
So, welcome back, everybody. We're going to jump right in here and talk about film festivals for screenwriters. Kind of like if you could recommend some, the pros and cons, the why you should be doing it. I'm pretty much, I kind of guess everyone's going to say, yeah, film festivals. Woo, Nicole?
Yeah. We should do it. Woo.
Let's have our own film festival. Let's go to one tomorrow. No, let's name a few. James, what's a film festival that pops in your mind that you should go to if you're a screenwriter?
I'd say definitely Austin. Austin is the first one that comes to mind for me, because they've been so groundbreaking and very receptive and open to screenwriters. especially. I think they were one of the very first that really embraced the writer as not like the person who's hidden behind the back door like that crazy cousin we don't want nobody to know about. So it's like, actually, come on into the room. Yes, we want people to see you. So Austin would be at the top of my list.
Yeah, I would like raise your hand. Who had Austin? I would. Yeah, I would definitely put it on the list for sure. Joanne, did you have something different?
It's big. It's big. You know, it can be scary if you're first going out. I have something. I'm going to go totally left field. I don't know if you want me to go now.
Yes, go. Go there.
But
go long.
First of all, I don't live in LA, so going anywhere is an expense. And I really love going to my local festival. It's the Cleveland International Indie Film Festival. We had people from as far as the country of Georgia, India, Canada. We did have international people there. And what I like is you do meet filmmakers from all over who have different needs, different genres, and you can talk to them one-on-one because it's not big, so the networking is great. It's more personable. It's like 3 or 4 days. You get to meet these people. And if you do have I've even met a producer I'm working with there.
Cool.
Cleveland is becoming quite a mecca for film. I mean, we've had a lot of action movies come here. Even Detroit, Superman, Batman's playing there. So, I mean, we're getting a lot of film people in the area. So, for me, I thought it was very enjoyable. I networked with people that I know that I can actually call them and they will answer the phone. As opposed to
that might not happen at Austin.
You know, the other one. So I mean, I really tout that because then these are people you're going to see and you can see all throughout the year, not just one time a year. The other thing is I liked the New Hope Film Festival. That's in New Hope, Pennsylvania, and they are actually touting that as the Sundance of the East. And so. Yes, and for a long time it's getting very good press. A lot of people, again, come from international there, and it was nice because I happen to have a script that won Best Comedy there, and you actually are brought up on the stage like the Oscars and get to make a thank you speech and get and everybody's in tuxes, and it's so. I mean, and it was a smaller venue, so it was very nice and very personable. So that's my 2 cents on film festivals. I like smaller, intimate, personable people you're going to meet that you actually can maybe have a relationship down the road.
Good point. Yeah, I definitely would say check out your local area. Like you said, it's cheap and you could break in, right? Right. Eric, did you have one?
It was awesome, but I think since Joanne brought it up, I think that's an excellent point. More so than the top tier of the film festivals, because it's just like anything. There's a progression in a career, so I think you can really get how the water is receiving you out there when your local one. It's kind of like when the local one. Go a little higher, like there's steps to it too. You know what I mean? So if you kind of start local, you'll probably, I'm not saying 100%, but you'll probably be a little bit more comfortable because it's your area, right? So you'll be a little more freer to talk to people. You'll be a little bit more freer to, network, so to speak. You know what I mean? And because if you just, and Joanna's right, if you just go to Sundance in Austin and that's your first one, you're gonna be in trouble because it's just too much. It's a lot. I mean, you'll be in Starbucks and James Cameron is next to you. You're like, what am I supposed to do now? You know what I mean? Like and then you'll kick yourself because you like, I had the opportunity and he could have made Avatar 7. That's my script.
More like you could have destroyed yourself forever, right?
Yeah, you know what I mean. And as opposed to you kind of get the flow of how festivals work. The Q&As, you'll get used to that, especially if you win. I mean, it's kind of like training ground. So I would say start local. Don't get me wrong. Obviously, we have a lot in LA. Cleveland, like she was talking about, Atlanta's coming up. A lot of other North Carolina's coming up. So like wherever you are, like literally start there. Like start there, and you'll be surprised who has connections in Cleveland to LA. Like you just don't know. You know what I mean? So you don't have to spend all that money to come to LA where you could just meet somebody at a donut shop and they have a connection to LA. You know what I mean? So yeah, start local. Start local.
True. So on a overview of film festivals, obviously you could go there to learn, you can go there to network, and you could also go there you could submit a script and try to win a contest.
Of course.
So they're kind of the big three reasons. Any other reasons someone could think of?
Well, I mean, when you mention networking, I think that should be your number one thing. Even if you've got, whether or not you got a script submitted in the contest or not, go there just to meet people. Go there to make connections, to make people who will eventually become a part of your career. Many years ago, I did it wasn't a film festival. I did the Great American Pitch Fest back when it was just like wasn't even up to 10 pitch fest yet.
Wow.
But I met some great people. I met Heather Hale. I met Ray Bradbury. So like I'm up close and personal, shaking hands with Ray Bradbury. I'm just like, okay. Cool. So again, these are people that you can meet. You can actually meet, touch, and talk to. And yeah, no.
James. Scary.
Shake their hand.
Yeah, shake their hand.
But
security.
But you can develop relationships that later on, as you're building your career, they're gonna want to watch and see how you're growing as well. So if they see that you're still following on that career path and doing well, they will do what they can to support you, and that can be worth anything that you sent out there monetarily to get to the contest.
And I guess my addition to the idea of doing local festivals is if you're a genre writer, do genre festivals. Like as I'm finding as I'm submitting, my short film Debris, there are a million horror festivals out there, and I'm surprised how many of them have writing competitions attached to them, which I didn't know that. So definitely look for stuff. If you're a genre writer, look for things that are in your genre. If you're a woman writer, look for things. There are a lot of female film, film festivals for women, trying to encourage women to get more active in Hollywood. African American film festivals. I mean, whatever your tribe is, there's a festival for it. Go find them. They want to help other people like them.
That's
so
true. Very good point. That's very true.
Seek them out.
Yeah, not only I do like to put a script in the competition, because if you do win, I mean, it gives you a little notoriety. So people say, "Oh, you're the person who won that," or came
something
in second
to talk
place.
about.
Right. So it is an opening. But if you don't, volunteer. They're always looking for volunteers to go and run the machines, and then you meet who run the festival, and they will know you, and they will remember you, and they know people. So
right. So you pay to get yourself there, but then you get in free because you're volunteering.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. Another good reason. Strategy, I guess, for film festivals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I haven't been to Austin. I would love to. That's definitely one I want to go to. I used to live in Park City, Utah, which is where Sundance Film Festival happens. And what's really cool there is if you go to the screenings of the films, because there are a lot of festivals out there that are just films that you can go see, and they're screened for a live audience. And what's great is that you could have people from the cast come. At least at Sundance, there's a lot of people from the cast that come, and the directors and producers, and they do a panel after, a little Q&A. I mean, of course, I love those Blu-ray extras like that, of those people talking. Well, this is them live doing that, so it's a huge education. If you have an education fund for your screenwriting, put it towards that.
Yeah. Well, I think it's very important. Like, don't overlook film festivals. There is something about maybe you spreading yourself too thin. There's we could talk about that later. But I think it's very important that as writers we usually want to stay in our cave and write, But you got to get out there and shake some hands and talk. You don't have to be the ultimate smoozer, but I'm just saying you got to get out there and shake hands and being around it when you kind of meet other writers, it kind of gives you more confidence to write some more. You know what I mean? It's yeah, you know what I mean? So it's not just, I mean, networking, great, absolutely. Q&A panelists, you know, you never know who you could meet, absolutely. But just as a writer, to be around more writers.
Yeah. It's always
you know what I mean? It's really like, and because that's how, you know, your connections later in later years are going to come from somebody you meet today or tomorrow. Or, you know what I mean? It's not going for every great, you know, overnight success story, and I was sitting outside on Sunset Boulevard and the producer asked me, you know, for every story like that, most stories are I met them at a event, we stayed in touch, and then as I was progressing, I would let them know that I was progressing, and then maybe a couple years down the road, we finally found a project that we could do together.
Exactly. Exactly.
And a lot of that started at film festivals.
Right. Well, I would say even, so say like right now today, if you're listening to us and you're like, I can't afford to go, not this year, maybe not next year, then my strategy for you would be to find the festivals you would go to and start becoming an expert on that festival. Stock that festival. There's a lot of good information online about it. Right. And you then can become an expert, and at least when you finally are able to go, you'll know what's happening. You'll understand it. You'll have a, you know, you won't just go and be like, oh my God, I don't know where to go or what they do or anything. There's a lot of good free online information. Yeah, you agree, Eric or James?
Oh, I do. Especially if they have like little break-off sessions, you know, you might get to talk to the producer, director, actor, whatever. Those are where you could really meet them, because if you meet them at the big event, their attention is going to be too scattered, and you know it'll be kind of uncomfortable to try to, hey, Mr. So and so, I want to talk to you right now, and there's like 100 people around who want pictures, and you know it's just. But if you find those ones that have little break-off sessions about a certain topic, go there.
Well, I think what you got to remember is they're selling their film most of the time. It's not sold yet, so they only want to talk to people with money. So don't get in the way of that.
There you go. That's right. No, absolutely right. Absolutely right.
But if you're like one of those people who are like volunteering to work the event, there's all kinds of opportunities. Let's just call them opportunities. So like you could be the guy who actually has, or the girl who actually has to walk a producer or well-known director to the stage. Now, before they're actually introduced on the stage, you're backstage with them. You might be handing them a bottle of water. You might be, you know, complimenting them on their work, or you know, asking them like, you know, what they have coming up next. Don't necessarily try and strike up a deal or anything like that, but you know, lay the groundwork to build a relationship. And then if you're walking them off, you know, hey, you know, is there anything I can do to help you get to your room, your car? Matter of fact, I know this back way, so you can avoid all of these people, and we can walk down this hallway, and I can get you back up to your room. I'm not saying that I've done this, but I've seen it happen. And you can have like a 10, 15-minute conversation with this very famous person who's giving you advice for your career. And eventually they will ask you that magic question, what do you do? And that's all you really want.
They will. They're nice, and that's the easiest question for them to ask you. Eric, I know, Eric, I mean, it wasn't a film festival, but you used to help out at the Ink Tip. I mean, the one time we first met in person, it was the Ink Tip film, what was it, the summit, the pitch summit. And you got to hobnob with a lot of those.
Oh, yes. Everything that James just said, that's why I was like, right here. Because when they are, and this is a great lesson to learn. When people are by themselves, they are much more friendly.
Yes, absolutely.
Right? So if they're in a hurry or they're about to speak, because you think some producers, even though you think like, hey, it's the business, some producers are nervous and don't like to talk.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, you just don't know. So once you learn the personalities, you'll see that some people, when they're back in that room waiting to go on, that's the wrong time to talk to them, because they're nervous about going on, right? So like James was saying, you need some water, like all that stuff, right? And then when they come off, you will see that they will be more relaxed, and they're going to ask you if you have been nice and cool with them.
Yes.
What do you do?
Yeah, because they know you do something.
They know you're here for. They know you're here for a reason. You're here for a reason.
And they always want to find an incredible writer.
Here's my card. Here's my card. Give me a call.
Yeah.
I got so many cards from that ink tip from people. So many.
Yeah.
Many a contact has been made by just offering a cold bottle of water.
Yeah. Okay.
Seriously.
Good point. Did anybody have anything else to offer in this area before we move on? Because, I mean, I honestly think this segued a little bit out of the film festival, but I think into an area that is vitally important. It doesn't cost a lot to network.
Right.
Your time. Time is valuable, but it's a commodity most of us have, right?
Right. But it's absolutely essential. Networking is absolutely essential to a screenwriter's career. You cannot be successul without it. It just
just before we leave this topic, let's say why. Why is it important to make that first contact face to face with somebody? I know you all know why, but Nicole, why?
Well, I mean, like, I'll tell you my own personal experience at a film festival. There was this producer there who was complaining about a writer that he had on a project and how he needed to find another writer to replace him. And I was like, oh, what's your project about? And he tells me, and I'm like, well, I'm a writer. And he's like, I'm going to call you on Monday. And sure enough, he sent me the script on Monday, and by Wednesday I was working on the rewrites. And that's something that you wouldn't have known, because it wasn't an ad that was posted somewhere. It wasn't like a job board thing that was out there. It was just there in the room with them, finding out what their needs were at that moment in time, and having the skill set. And it happened to be a genre piece, and I just happened to be there, and I got the job. So, but I wouldn't have known that if we hadn't been in the room.
Right, but he also met you in person, so he knew you weren't a crazy person.
Right, and there was someone else there that I was with that was like a mutual friend who was able to vouch for me too. So I had instant credibility because I had a mutual connection, and that was it. That was the interview process. That was it. Like, oh, you're a writer. This guy likes you. Come on, let me show you what I got.
Well, I think it's vital that it's that face to face. A lot of people want to know who they're working with. In some way, however you can get that face-to-face, whether virtually, certainly would work.
Right.
But really in person, you really can suss people up, right?
I think most of the deals that are really made, until you get a name, then calls can be made, right? But until you kind of get that name, everything, soon, let's say you got a hot script, right? Okay, so it's going around town, right? It could be it's the greatest script, and I'm not being facetious. Like it's just the hot script right now, right? And you're gonna get so many meetings, right? People call you. Why are they calling you in? They already know you could write.
Yeah, they've read your script.
So why not just give me the job? I need to know who you are.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because we're gonna have to spend the next year together.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah, you're selling yourself, not.
Yes. Exactly. So that face-to-face, you have to be able to know that when people are when you're going in, when they say take the water, like that old adage, right? When you go to a meeting, take the water. I'm not thirsty. Right? You're missing the point.
Take the water.
Take the water.
That secretary talks directly to the person you going in the interview with. How was he or she out here? Oh, they were nice. They would talk to me very, he was a gentleman. She was very sweet. Da da da. Okay, because and my dad always tell me this. Once you go anywhere, like let's say you go into a building for an interview, right? Once you step into the building, you're on the interview.
Okay.
As soon, right, the security guard that you're going to sign it, you're already on the interview. Same thing when you go to a development executive's office or something. Once you sign in at the gate, you're on the interview. Remember that. You're on the interview.
I once went around with a screenwriter. She had a manager, And we went to like Legendary, and she actually took me in with her to these meetings and some boutique agencies. It was really cool. I was just quiet watching, but it was just a meet and greet. They'd read her stuff and knew she was fantastic. And basically, it's a nice little hi, how are you bit? This is our life. And then it was a little bit like, so what do you have? And this is what we have and what we're looking for. And it was just like where they could connect. You know, it was really an eye-opening lesson, and it's just a meet and greet.
That's all it is.
We definitely accepted the water every time.
Right. Accept the water. They tell you, take the water. And talk real nice to the secretary.
Yes. Yeah. That's true. That's true. Very good, guys. I love where this went. You never know, but it was a good journey from film festivals to getting that job with your sparkling personality, right?
That's right.
That's it. Today we're trying a new thing. It's called our Spotlight. Instead of a game, I feel like the games have been run dry a bit of late. So we're going to use a Spotlight to either focus on one of us, or first time out, I'd like to focus on screenwriting software. I know it comes up every now and then. It's like, what do you use? Why do you use that? I mean, I think we can agree the industry standard is Final Draft. I know we've mentioned that before. So is Movie Magic. Are you Movie Magic?
There you go. That's right.
Well, that would be the second. I mean, that would be, I don't know how they are in that race, but they're tied.
Okay, no, go ahead.
The thing is, when you start working with someone, they're always going to be the opposite one you work with, so you have to have both.
You got to have both. You're right.
I have both.
Right.
You have both. I mean, you never want to work with someone in a different software. You just find one, right?
That's true. No, that's true. It is true. I'm joking,
Eric, but why? Why Movie Magic over Final Draft?
Just you. I know, right? What is wrong with him? He's just rebellious. Anyway, no, you know what it was? I had both. I started out with I think Final Draft was first, and this was probably like Final Draft maybe 5 or 6. Like it was a while ago. And it was just like this is really clunky. Now they have definitely improved what they've done, but 5 and 6 were not that great. I'm sorry, it just weren't. And I had so many problems and freezing and all that stuff. I'm like, and I lost maybe a couple scripts in it. And then I went and got Final Draft, and and Movie Magic, and I've never had a problem since.
Really? Because I've had problems with Movie Magic. I've lost scripts with that, but I back up. Back up, people.
Yeah, you learn that. I learned that from Final Draft. Back up everything. I got about 10 backup things. I'm just like, but that's all. I mean, they're both actually. I mean, like I said, the new one. Thanks to my partner over here. Finally know what the new Final. Yeah. No, that's really good. No, I'm serious. I'm giving props to his dude. The new ones are really good. It's really good. But I'm, now it's kind of like an old habit. Like I just go right to Movie Magic. So.
Right. So James, obviously, your Final Draft.
Since the day it was born. I went back, and again, I'm dating myself once again. When I first started writing scripts, we were using a very well-known thing called, well, you probably wouldn't know, you're too young. Word Perfect.
Word Perfect with the tabs. With the tabs.
Remember, with the tabs, with everything. When I say that it would take me a year to write a script, yes, it took me a year to write a script. And I was just
because you were formatting was like
it was horrible. And then you could get to the last page and your whole formatting would be completely thrown off. So when Final Draft finally came around, I was just like, heaven sent from God, and I'm like, yes, this is wonderful. It was clunky around 3 or 4, but I also admit once it got to 7 and 8, wow, what a difference! And I have never looked back. Right. And it is so easy for me to get into now and just really develop stuff. Even if I'm just doing stuff from notes, just to start putting a project together, it's just ridiculously beautiful. I love it.
I love it. I love it too. Joanne, are you a final draft girl?
Oh, yes, I'm a total final draft girl. Sorry.
Have
know
you
what I
ever
like?
gone over to the dark side of movie
Oh,
magic?
no.
I think this is a setup. This is a setup.
Yeah,
It's a setup.
This is a setup.
But I have it not only on my PC, but I have it on my iPad. So if I'm traveling or moving around, I just can just grab my iPad and go, and I keep my scripts on Dropbox, and they upload and download. So I am working on the most current version at any time.
That's good.
It's nice because when I went on vacation, I didn't have to grab. I have a 17-inch. I have a huge computer, and I just don't want to lug this thing around. So I've had no problems with it. I use an external keyboard on iPad. I know some people have had problems. I have never had any problems. And I do like all the reports that the Final Draft can create, because it's easy for me when I have to do location reports and character reports and all that. It's just a piece of cake to just print those things up from Final Draft. So that's why I'm a fan.
Cool, cool. Nicole, not to make Eric feel any worse, but
No, my story is very similar to James. My very first script I wrote on Word, and
see,
it was atrocious. But I mean, the script itself it did well enough that I won a copy of Final Draft in a screenwriting contest. So I'm like, oh, what's this? And I've kind of been on Final Draft ever since. But I do have Movie Magic, just in case, because there are some producers who request it, and I've heard that as far as like when you're doing like script breakdowns for like budgeting purposes and stuff, it's much better in Movie Magic. I don't know, I don't actually do that sort of thing, but yeah, I think I'm just a Final Draft person just by default of having won a free copy, so that's how I got hooked. It's the gateway drug, But I remember.
You remember your first time,
No, it was really funny because when I started using it, because I was using Word, and like my really hardcore like independent people were like, "What? You're using a software? You sold out, man!" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's so much easier, dude. Oh my God." I'm not even going to be guilted into using software because this is so much better.
Now,
I'm on my third script. You're still formatting the first one, buddy.
the only gripe that I have with Final Draft is that they don't have a version for Android, because I have an Android pad. I've got a PC and an Android pad, so I can't do a whole lot of stuff on my pad when I want to do it on the go. I have to wait until I get home and can't do it on my phone. But if that ever happens, watch out. Wow.
Watch out. Well, they have it's an app now, but there must be a Windows version. It's called Scrivener.
Yes.
There should be, and that is compatible with Final Draft, but I've tried it. It is the most complicated program. I don't like it. I hate to say that.
I have Scrivener too. I'm not enamored with it. I know my husband is just like, oh my God, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread, but I haven't.
I would say it doesn't work with creative brains. I think you need to be a type the other side, yeah.
Yes.
Or I need a class. I need a class, and I don't like programs that I have to read something about. I should be able to just dive in and make them work. And when it doesn't actually work the way I want to, and I've used it to try to format a book too, and it was just like, it's ridiculous. It's me, I'm sure, but I don't like it.
All right, so now let's be honest. All right, yeah, I know it's 4-1, but I still want honesty. All right, what do you find is the hardest part of Final Draft?
The hardest part.
The hardest part.
Yeah, what is it? I mean, not the format. Everyone, you formatted so much. Is it the note cards, which I'm still experimenting with it. So you guys will probably know more than me. Like the note cards, the integration between the notes and going to the script.
I don't use any of that. See, I don't use any of the bells and whistles. I just use it for writing.
Straight writing.
So it works fine for me.
I guess for me, it really depends upon the project, because I don't always use the note cards for projects. I do occasionally, like when I'm collaborating, I'll use the note cards, because like if there's something in the script that I want to come back to or refer to later, I can always click on that note card. But other than that, if it's just something straightforward, you know, like Nicole, I'm not using every single bell and whistle in the program. I'm just
Right.
using it to get me from point A to point B.
Right.
It's a workhorse.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Joanne, did you have something?
Well, yeah. I mean, this may just be me because I tried the notes with and wrote a script with it. But then I wanted that note panel to go away, and I couldn't manage to get rid of it. That's the only thing that's so
Oh.
far.
Oh. Okay.
As I just want, at this point, I didn't need the notes anymore. I just wanted the script, and I just wanted to see the script to work on, but I could never get rid of it.
You
So,
could close them. Well, there's a way. You should have
there's a way
Googled
to
it.
close it.
well, it would, no, I actually wanted it off the screen. I wanted, I know you can minimize it and kind of like
No, there's a
put
way
the
you should be able
panels
just to
together,
turn
but I
off the
wanted it
notes
actually
themselves,
gone.
Yeah.
So that's the only thing, but that's it.
So there should be a way for you to turn them off, just like you turn them on.
Turn them
Yeah.
on, turn them off. Yeah,
Yeah,
and that's
yeah.
why I'm saying it might be just something I just don't know how to click.
Right.
Another button to
Well,
click.
that's one of those things you don't want to have to read something to figure it out. But
Right.
I used all those notes and different drafts where it would show what had been changed in the draft. When I was working with two producer directors,
Mhm.
and so there were three of us leaving notes and stuff, and so it was amazing. So
Right.
and the thing was they knew how to use it, and since they started it, it was easy to use. But
Right. Right.
I haven't tried it on my own yet, but I should. It was great when you're collaborating.
Right.
James,
Right.
Eric,
Yes.
you guys
Script
should do that.
Compare is a lifesaver. That has it's come so handy so many times.
Okay.
And it's a really handy little tool.
Yeah. My one knock of Movie Magic is they haven't updated it in years.
Oh.
Mm.
Years. So a lot of the tiles and stuff that the Final Draft 8 and 9 had, Movie Magic had that already. But they haven't. I mean, Final Draft is. I agree in terms of bells and whistles and things you could do now and integration of things. Final Draft has moved. They have done work on that thing, and it's a powerhouse now. Like I said, I'm just using it. But Movie Magic has not had an update. I can literally say like 7, 8, 9 years. Like seriously, I'm not joking.
Wow, that's way
that's
too long
too
for
bad.
software.
Movie Magic, if you're listening, you heard me. So come on.
Oh, well, we'll give them a call just for you.
I know, just all right. Erickson.
Please update your software. Final Draft is kicking your butt.
I know. Come on now. That's like Converse. If everyone remember, I'm a sports guy. So when I grew up, like Magic Johnson, Dr. J, like everyone wore Converse, right? You don't know anybody who wears Converse now, do you? You know why? You know why? Because Converse didn't even try to keep up. They just like, we're Converse, we don't have to. And Nike and Reebok blew right past them.
Just like Zenith.
Yep.
Zenith.
Remember
Zenith and RCA.
Right. Panasonic, right?
Right. Yeah. Quality goes in before the name goes on.
Right.
Nuh-uh. All right. Well, obviously we're not sponsored by either of these.
I know. And we probably won't be.
Never. We need to be autonomous, right?
Yeah.
Well, guys, we have the audience question. Are you ready for this?
Let's do it.
We could probably do a whole show on this one, but we aren't right yet. It's how do you come up with your script titles? Good one. Nicole, I'll start with you.
I suck at titles.
So, how did you come up with Debris?
I don't know.
That was a good one.
Maybe, but you know what? I've had a lot of people who read the script. They said that was their one complaint was they didn't like the title.
I've read the script and I disagree.
And I'm like, well, that's the title. So unless you want to buy it and change it, that's the title. Now, normally I have friends of mine who are really good at coming up with titles, and I hit them up because I suck at titles.
That's one good way. Joanne, anything useful to tell people how to get Call Nicole and talk to her friends.
It's a typical using the character setting, some way in conflict, the goal. But I like to play on words. Like I have a script I'm working on with a retired mobster finds out he's a grandfather going to suburbia, and I named it Grandfella. You know, I mean, it's kind of you play on the
I like that.
the Goodfellas and the grand. So that's it. It punches. It's people react to it. If people go talk to people. Throw a bunch of titles out there.
Yeah.
The first one somebody reacts to, that's the one that goes to the top of the list. So that's what you need. You need that reaction, that instant recognition type of thing. And it has to give them an idea of what the movie's about.
Yeah, I like that too. A tone or something. James,
right?
What's your magic elixir for titles?
It's half a shot. No. Actually,
come up with something.
It really is interesting because the way that I come up with titles usually has something to do with what I'm listening to when I'm writing. So I've got one project right now that I'm working on called The Road by Which You Came, which is actually a lyric from a Don Henley song called Inside Job. And if you take some time, listen to this song. Go listen to the song later after the show's over. But it kind of encompasses what the story that I've created is about. And it's a lot of fun that way. But I also try and look for something also simplistic. One script that I'm kind of shopping around now, Michael's Sermon, I took initially was just called Sermon. But I started looking at other shows that would be kind of similar to it, like Ray Donovan, which is not just called Donovan or Ray. So I was like, okay, use his whole name. Michael Sermon, Ray Donovan, and that's the way I went.
That's a good point too. Like what are in the genre, so you want to sort of follow whatever seems to be selling at the moment.
Exactly.
Eric?
Exactly.
Yeah. Eric?
I hope you all have your notebooks out because I'm about to give you a good lesson. Get your notebooks out. Here we go. No.
All right.
No. Okay, here it is. If it's about a character, all right, learn about archetypes.
Archetypes.
Right. Learn about archetypes.
So that's Vogel, right?
Huh?
Isn't that a lot in Vogel, Christopher Vogel, archetypes?
Yeah. Well, I didn't really get it from there. It could very well could be. I didn't really get it from there. But there's archetypes in the hero's journey. Yeah, but
right.
It was. But I mean, like for instance, I have a new one coming out that it's almost done right now. It's called Nosy Neighbor. Obviously. That's what it's about, right? You got it. But that's also in the collective unconscious. When you say nosy neighbor, everyone kind of knows exactly what that is because we all have one, right? That's what I mean. So that's that one. Now, the other important word that you writers should know about titles is homonyms. Homonyms. Bear.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
B-E-A-R, right? So you change a regular saying and you switch to homonym.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
right?
They do that a lot.
That's what I mean. This is what I'm saying. This is so literally I never have a problem. I usually get titles first, so I don't have a problem with titles. They come actually. And it should also have a couple. I think Joanne was saying this. It should have a couple meanings as it pertains to the script. I'm trying to think of one. I'm trying to think. Mr. First Lady kind of says it all. I'm just can't think of my list right now. But anyway, it should have a double or triple meaning to it.
Legally Blonde was one of my favorites always.
Legally Blonde, right? You see what I mean? So you could it could be part of the world, like Joanne said. It could be. It could come from the world. Could come from the jargon. You know, like Margin Call came from Wall Street. That's a Wall Street movie, right? So it's so many ways. But seriously, your title is so important. You could have a great script, but if the title is blasé, people won't even turn to page one.
Yeah, you're true. It's a selling device.
It really is.
Forget it.
Absolutely.
It really is. It really is. For that, we could go on, but for that, those 2 points are very important.
We might take this up as a topic one day. I think
Right.
I agree. You've hit all the things I would say too. The tone of your movie.
Yes.
That's definitely part of doing your research when you're looking at the ones in your genre.
Right.
Alliteration.
Alliteration.
All those techniques they come into play. So, 2 words is like some very rarely 2 words are okay. Don't like Legally Blonde. Obviously, that's a great, but that's a character one. 1 word is usually like the revenge type thrillers. Committed, revenge, kill. Right? It's usually a verb. Yeah, it's usually whatever that verb is that you're gonna do throughout the movie. That's usually that, man. But yeah, keep it. For every Hunger Games Mockingjay part, for everyone that's like that, keep it short and to the point.
And present tense, I would say as well.
Present tense, yes.
Screenwriting.
Opposites, also do opposites. That's another thing. Like lovely murder. You see what I'm saying? Like what?
Yeah. What's going on?
Right.
Lovely, what?
Right. Cliches can work.
Cliches.
Yep.
Yeah, you've got mail.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Friday the 13th.
Yes.
Dun, dun, dun.
Donna.
Yeah.
So yeah, find those unique things about that world, and yeah, that title should reflect that.
Cool, guys. I feel like I need to go rewrite most of my titles right now.
I know I do.
I didn't want to say anything, Ann, but yeah.
We got a call.
Well, that's the great thing about Screenwriters Beat panelists. They just keep giving and giving to me. You guys help me all the time. Well, guys, we've come to the end of another lovely, lovely, wonderful, impactful show. Thank you so much for your insight and wisdom. Yeah. Okay. But I hope you guys come back again and join us for another Screenwriters Beat. We're going to say goodbye to everybody, and just for fun, they'll tell us what they're doing tomorrow for their screenwriting career and just their writing, whatever it is. What are you doing tomorrow? So maybe that'll give everybody out there some ideas of what you should be doing tomorrow. Nicole?
Tomorrow, I'm going to try to wrap up rewrites on this ghost story for. I'm going to be sending out screeners for the festivals that have accepted debris, so I need to get those out, and I'm going to follow up with some people who I sent the feature script for to debris to see whether they've read it yet, and maybe remind them that if they haven't, they should read it over the weekend.
Wow. She's busy. I like that. Joanne?
Yeah, that's way too busy for me before Labor Day weekend.
That's true. It is almost holiday.
No, it sounds like fun. No, I'm rewriting my my comedy. I have a huge hole in the first half of the second act that I need to wade through, and I'm sure it's going to take me all day to do it.
There's nothing wrong with having one big goal, yeah.
Yeah.
Good. Good luck to you on that, and thanks for being here. Sitting
Thank
in
you.
as the irregular. I know we'll see you again for sure.
Anytime.
Thank you also, James, for being one of our go-to extra panelists.
Mr. Irregular himself.
Yes. What are you doing tomorrow?
So tomorrow, I'm kind of crazy like Nicole Jones Dion. I am working on. I have to get a one sheet done for one of the pilots that I've been working on that I've completely decided to rewrite. I've gotten a lot of notes back on Michael's sermon, which have been great. A lot of our screenwriting, you folks, have been very gracious in sending me back notes. I'm making some touch-ups there. I'm trying to do for the rest of September 5 pages a day so that I can get my novel, Silver Bullet Sadie, finished by the end of this month and off to my publisher. And then I need to go back and redo the edits for the baseball comedy movie I'm working on my writing partner with. And then I'm going to take a crack at trying to get a horror film feature project done by October 31st. If I don't get it done Nicole Jones-Dion can kill me, hang my head on the spike or something. 'Cause
I would never do that.
Not a spike anyway, right? Not a spike.
Not one day, James, right? Tomorrow, right? You're not doing all that tomorrow.
Oh no, that's tomorrow, cause Sunday I'm sleeping.
Oh my God.
What about Saturday?
Saturday,
Are you gonna sleep?
Well, Saturday would require some liquid beverages that I'm not at liberty to discuss.
Oh, okay. Okay. Good luck to you, sir. Eric.
Thank you.
Thank
Well-
you again, as always.
Oh, it's an honor to be here. Since hearing all the stuff that they're doing, I think that made me tired in and of itself. So I don't think I'll be working. No, no. Tomorrow I will do. No, I have. I'm gonna do 15 pages of my homeschool comedy. I'm going to do another 15 of it's another comedy called The Family Feud, and then another 15 of The Nosy Neighbor, because ours is pretty much written, and then I'm outlining. I have like 2 thrillers that are just they won't let go, so they won't leave my mind. So that means it's time to write them. So I'll expound on those 2 later, because I like to keep all the inspiration inside until it's done. But they're really, they're like high-powered female protagonist thriller action. Yeah, we're going. Wait till you hear it. Wait till you hear the title. If I could tell you the title, oh my God!
Well, we want to write it, so you can tell us.
I'm telling you.
Well, I would say this is a group of overachievers, that's for sure, and I guess that's what it takes. I'm just working on 2 things tomorrow. I have my outline I have to do to get in for the short film. I had a phone conference call with the producer today, and we came up with some good additions, so I'm getting that done by tomorrow night and off to him. And then I've also started a book series. They're all short reads, so they're under 30 pages. I just finished the first one, so and I'm going to start the second one. I'm not going to publish them until I have like 3 or 5 done, because they're so fast to read. I think people would just like devour them. Hopefully.
Right.
So I'm starting book 2 tomorrow. Yay!
Wow, that's great. That's
Yeah.
creative. Very nice.
Thank you guys. Once again, you're amazing. I love having you here, and I wish everybody out there a very happy writing weekend. Or if you're watching this when it's not your weekend, just have a great writing day tomorrow. We'll see you all again. What?
Real writers don't take Labor Day.
No holidays.
Oh,
holiday.
no, that's so sad. Well, I agree that there is no such thing as a holiday when you're a writer, because you
There
can
you
always
go.
write.
Right, you're always writing.
No sleep till Brooklyn.
No sleep till Brooklyn.
Oh, gosh. Well, I hate to leave you on that note, but we love you out there. Happy, fun writing. And if you have a holiday coming, try to enjoy it.
No. Thanks, Eric. Thanks a lot.
Yeah. All right. Bye. And see you again for another Screenwriters Beat.
Bye.
Should be writing.